Life in Gaia's other world was perfect, a pristine blessing to the innocent souls whose lives were lost on earth. This was a place where neither sadness or pain was a reality, where the only tears shed were those of joy. But in this place of wonder, magic, and happiness, a darkness was manifesting itself in the souls of children. Nenet, former princess of a Mesoamerican tribe on earth, was beholding to the cruelty of prejudice. In tears, she sought refuge under the ancient tree in the clearing. She hoped to be alone and cry, to try to ease her pain and understand why those two peers disliked her. Ayo, former prince of a tribe in North Africa on earth, followed her. As he observed her under the ancient tree, he realized she was in tears. "Nenet," he said, racing to her side. "Nenet, what's the matter? Why are you crying?" Nenet thought to resist his request, but her young mind was filled with pain and confusion. She calmed herself before answering.
"Ayo, they insulted me and claimed I would never amount to anything, because I'm savage. I don't know what to think."
More tears escaped her eyes.
"I hadn't done anything wrong. Yet they look at me as if I was the most disgusting thing they had ever seen. They looked at me as if I was a monster, and they made me feel terrible."
Oh, Nenet. What could Ayo do? He couldn't approach her with the truth if she was doubting it. He was familiar with the prejudice that possessed the minds and hearts of a few of his peers, and understood the pain of being judged. He wished for a way to show her that her heritage was nothing to be ashamed of. The ancient tree, feeling her pain and his concern, granted Ayo with an emblem of their friendship. He observed the strange flower and thought for a moment. Carefully, he reached over and picked it, noting its multicolored petals and brilliance. "I know your pain," he told his friend, holding the flower before her. There once was a peculiar flower, growing alone and afraid in the middle of a field. Its strange appearance and multicolored petals made it a sight to behold, though not for admiration. Despite that, the bowing flower vowed to one day shine in the brilliance of the sun's light. Cruel linnets came by and laughed at the poor flower from the branches above it, mocking its dream. The truth was that they feared the poison in its roots. Soon, the mocking became so normal that the flower began to believe the lies. Having lost its hope, it began to wilt. One night, the moon saw the flower and asked why it was letting its dream die. The flower told the moon that the linnets were right, that its dream was foolish, and that a horrible flower like it could never find the light of the sun. The moon thought and said, "If you were horrible, I wouldn't enjoy your company. Your petals and colors are different, but that's what makes you a special flower. If you keep believing, if you keep hoping, if you keep dreaming, then one day you will find yourself in the light of the sun. I believe in you. Keep going." The flower, feeling hopeful once again, endured the darkest days and believed in its will. As the days passed, it learned to ignore the ignorance of the mouths and the judgment of the eyes. The flower kept the moon's faith in its core. And one day, the flower found the sun's light. It had inherited the moon's brilliance in the sun's core. Its beauty was unsurpassed, the colors radiant and everlasting. The hope for a better tomorrow, the love for her friend and dreams. Keep going, Nenet. You have every right to happiness, and I'll be right here to support you. Wiping away her last tears, she allowed happiness and love to ensconce her. They held the emblem of their friendship together, wordlessly vowing to have faith in one another. In silence, they united their spirits.
"Thank you, my friend."
The sincerest of thanks to my wonderful friend, Fable, for the many years of loyalty and kindness. I love you and wish you the best for you and your future. Happy birthday, and many happy returns.